New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. These cities are known across the country as the top pipelines for upcoming basketball talent. But on the East Coast, the DMV has quietly been producing some of the game's top talent for decades. Destined to be the next star from the DC area, Victor Oladipo had begun to make his mark in the NBA. He burst onto the scene quickly and was on his way to being one of the game's next great guards.
Oladipo! Nice job by Victor Oladipo. He won't get a steal, but he'll get the dunk on a nice 360.
From high-flying dunks to big-time playoff performances, Oladipo seemed to have it all, until his career took a turn that nobody saw coming. This is the story of Victor Oladipo, a forgotten star of the NBA. Born on May 4th, 1992, in Silver Spring, Maryland, Victor Oladipo grew up in a tight-knit family of Nigerian descent. His parents emphasized education and hard work, values that would shape Victor's relentless approach to the game of basketball.
When it comes to his sisters, when it comes to his mother, when it comes to how they just have enveloped him, what I love about him, they're his friends, they're his colleagues, but they're not his flatterers. They're not his fans. They've never been like that. His older sister and his mother are two of the same. I mean, they can get after him. He never, ever, ever wants to disappoint his fans.
We'll kind of keep him grounded. We'll critique him, but in a loving way.
Some people would be like, oh, good game, you did this right. I'm always telling him what he did wrong. I'm like, you missed a couple foul shots, you need to practice them threes, but he liked it. I think he appreciated the criticism.
At DeMatha Catholic, a school with a storied basketball program, Oladipo's athleticism and work ethic would turn heads. By his senior year, he was one of the top high school prospects in the area, known for his two-way ability and effort on both ends of the floor.
This kid he was everywhere. He very vocal, but he was always around the ball. Got a lot of rebounds. He just did a really good job of just making himself be seen. Victor was never one to back down from a challenge, and he was never one to loaf. So you did know that if you were matched up against Victor in practice, you better play hard or he was going to make you look bad.
Victor's high school career was decorated, but still saw him underrated coming out of high school, being ranked as a 3-star recruit. Underrated for a guard with his potential. After a lengthy recruiting process, Oladipo's journey led him to Indiana University.
You come here and you just spend a couple weeks with the people here and you're a basketball player, you learn how much they love basketball just like you do. It's like this town is known for basketball, and they're in the same pain that we are, They feel the same pain that we do, and they love it when we win just like we love it. It's just like they playing the game along with us. This is the perfect place for being a basketball player in the United States of America.
A decision influenced by his connection with Coach Tom Crean, and a belief in the historic program's ability to develop him into the player he knew he could become.
Anytime someone like Victor is around that you can point to, all right, there's a standard that he's raising himself to that has nothing to do with where he's at right now. You can't have a better learning environment for your players than to see that and to see how hard he goes through things and spends that kind of time. So those kind of things are important. That's what we want from everybody.
At Indiana, Oladipo's rise was instant. Known initially for his defense, he transformed his game under Tom Crean's guidance, and by his junior year, he became one of the most complete players in college basketball. By 2013, Victor had developed into a bona fide star, earning first-team All-American honors and being named Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. His leadership and play on the floor had led Indiana to a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. And after being eliminated, it was time for Oladipo to set his sights on the league.
With the second pick in the 2013 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Victor Oladipo of Indiana University.
Victor's stellar college career had led to him becoming one of the top prospects in the 2013 draft, being selected as the second overall pick by the Orlando Magic.
What should Magic fans expect?
Man, I'm just gonna come in and help the program, man. I'm gonna come in and help to impact the program in a positive way on both ends of the floor. And I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna work my butt off, and I'm gonna bring a work ethic that they probably never seen before, because I want it that bad, and I'm gonna help that program get back to where it needs to be, and that's getting wins.
In Orlando, Oladipo immediately became one of the faces of the franchise, showcasing the potential that scouts had saw in him from the beginning. He would earn NBA All-Rookie First-Team honors, and would see his average jump to nearly 18 points per game for the Magic by year 2. An incredible rise for the guard from the East Coast.
To be honest, going in there wasn't what I expected. Growing up, you watch the NBA from a fan's perspective. Mm-hmm. They don't necessarily give it to you from a player's perspective.
They can't.
But when I went into the gates of being the number 2 pick, I thought I was going to get number 2 pick type of treatment and love, and well, it was drastically different.
Despite his personal success, Victor's time in Orlando had seen the team struggle to find consistency.
It was like, no, you have to play behind this person. No, you're a rookie, you can't say nothing. No, we're not pushing you to be Rookie of the Year. That's not how we do things. We're a little nervous from Dwight. Dwight came in here and, are we not giving our players too much love because they're just going up and leave us? And it was just like nothing I could control. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, I guess I just got to kind of go and just play.
And instead of signing Oladipo to his first big contract, the Magic instead elected to send him to the Oklahoma City Thunder via trade in 2016.
Big news for the Orlando Magic. The team just traded one of its superstars.
Say bye-bye to Victor Oladipo. He is heading west.
Victor would arrive in OKC at the height of Russell Westbrook's prime, the same season that he would go on to win MVP of the league. This meant Oladipo would be forced to fit into a limited role, which, paired with nagging injuries, resulted in Victor's time in Oklahoma City being short-lived.
Getting traded twice in a year is tough. Almost to the point where you start questioning, what kind of basketball player you are. And I was at that point. It was tough.
In a move that shocked the basketball world, the Thunder had traded for Pacers star Paul George.
The whole point of a trade is that it's good for both sides. There doesn't always have to be a winner and a loser. When the Thunder agreed to trade for Paul George minutes before free agency opened last summer, before most could even tweet out a shocked face emoji, they were declared unanimous winners and the Indiana Pacers overwhelming losers.
This move landed Victor Oladipo in yet another new city. Only this time, Indiana was looking for a fresh start, and the young guard would be given the opportunity he had always dreamed of. Back in Indiana, Oladipo would once again find his groove, stepping out as the star that the Pacers had needed to fill the void left by PG.
I kind of use that as motivation just in my workouts and try to improve myself and get better to prove people wrong and prove myself right. At the end of the day, it was tough. I can't even lie, to the point where I didn't even know how to explain it to my family or my friends. But I believed in myself, I believed in the process, and I trusted the process, and it turned out great for me.
During the 2017-18 season, he became a first-time NBA All-Star, led the league in steals, and even won the NBA's Most Improved Player Award. Oladipo would carry the Pacers to the playoffs, and even pushed a LeBron James-led Cavaliers to a dramatic 7-game series, something that cemented his status as a star.
It was a great year, but honestly, I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface of how good I really can be. That's just me being honest, and I feel like I got a lot of work to do, and I got a lot of room to improve and things that I need to get better at, and I'm gonna watch film and go over the games over the course of a year and see what I can improve at. And this summer I'm gonna go to work so I can come back even better than this year.
Despite finally finding his place as a franchise centerpiece, in January of 2019, Oladipo's career would change forever.
Boy, I'm looking at this kneecap. You can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. And they're calling the doctor out.
Victor Oladipo being wheeled off at a stretcher here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, holds up his arms and gets a rousing ovation as Victor Oladipo taken back to the Pacers locker room in their training area.
Suffering a ruptured quad tendon, an injury that would sideline him for over a year, Oladipo would struggle to return back to his same level of play. It would be 371 days before Oladipo would step back onto an NBA court. And when he did, it was clear that something was missing. In fact, after his return, many would agree that Victor was never able to play at the same level, missing the explosiveness and quickness that had made him such an elite two-way player.
I don't even know how to sugarcoat that. That was it definitely the toughest thing I ever had to go through in my entire life, doing it twice. Doing it the first time was, I thought, the worst, and then it only got worse.
A trade to Houston in 2021 had seen Oladipo still showing flashes, averaging over 20 points per game in just 20 games for the Rockets. But an inability to stay on the floor would mark the beginning of the end for Victor.
Victor Oladipo still ain't what he used to be because of his injury from a couple of years back.
Victor Oladipo, who turned down a 2-year, $45 million extension. He's in the last year of his deal. I think there'll be a lot of teams calling, gauging the willingness of Houston to move on from him. What kind of package could they potentially get for him? Do they want to move forward with him? I think how Oladipo's health is, how he plays.
He would attempt to revive his career in Miami, but after playing just 54 games in 3 seasons and being traded 3 times in less than a year after, Oladipo would be forced to retire from the game by the age of 32.
Just imagine this, like, your third year in the league, you get traded without knowing, on a plane, get traded. Then the following year, you went to an organization that you thought was, they drafted you number 2, you thought they were invested in you. They trade you without telling you. You go to OKC, play 1 year, they trade you without telling you. Then you get to Indy, and it's like, okay, let me take this super seriously and really show everybody that they gotta really stop disrespecting me and just sending me off. Finally got to the position that I dreamed about my whole life, leading the team, being the vocal, the guy. Help us win. Lead us, help us figure out how to win. Gone.
Victor Oladipo's story is one of overcoming and heartbreak. At his peak, he was one of the most electrifying two-way players in the league, a beacon of hope for a franchise, and a player who built a decorated career through his dedication to his craft.
Your connection to the fans is something special. You've said the last month or two how much it's meant, their support, how much you've heard from them on social media and every time you go anywhere. Can you describe the feelings you have for this city and these fans?
I'm just thankful, bro. I'm just thankful.
Despite the setbacks and injuries that may have shortened his career, we look back at Oladipo's impact on the court as a source of inspiration. From an underrated high school prospect to the face of a franchise, Victor's rise in the NBA and impact on the game was truly unforgettable.